My name is Ricardo Brown. I was born and raised in the island of Jamaica, and relocated to the United States as a teenager. Grew up in New York City, and somehow ended up in Birmingham, Alabama.
How did you end up in Birmingham?
Oh wow, it's a long story. Well, a friend and I from college, we were planning on opening a wine bar in the city of Huntsville. Didn't turn out so well, and I got a nice job here about 2 years ago and decided to move on down.
What drew you to BAO?
Actually, I've always wanted to volunteer since once I moved to Birmingham. I have a pretty hectic schedule as far as working, but I always wanted to find some sort of an outlet. I played kickball for fun on Sundays, but there was always something I wanted to do other than that to help, anyone in the community. And I had met Jamie, just through a mutual friend, and kind of lost touch after a while there, but we happened to meet again, and I actually found out what he did. I didn't know what he did the first time, and he told me, he was working with this organization. And what organization was it? And he said BAO, and I was like, He was like, do you need any volunteers? He was like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, outstanding. I was like, when you need me, what do you want me to do? Just tell me, I'll be there. It doesn't matter what day. I'll make the time. Create the time, and I'll be there. And from there, it just kind of started. I became a volunteer on the Passport to Dying Committee, RD Party Committee, and now on the Magic City AIDS Walk Committee. And basically, any event that's going on, I want to be involved. And he always gives me a ring, and I'm there.
Had you had any experience prior to this time with friends or relatives in the HIV?
No, I haven't. I've always heard stories through friends, but it hasn't touched me personally. But, after being around Jamie for such a long time and learning what he does here and being around the other employees here and see how much time and effort and how much of a passion they have for it, it just kind of grew to it. It kind of drew me in. And now, interestingly enough, I plan on going to law school next year, and the main organization I'm looking to work for is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, because they are one of the largest companies in the world that donate to AIDS research, and that is what I want to be involved with. I relocated my mom and little brother to Huntsville after I moved there, and they live there currently. And my mom learned to drive at a late age. She's from New York City, so we don't drive cars there. We like to take the subway and the buses. So she's been living in Huntsville for some time now. She drives to work 15 miles and back home. She has a routine, that's it. So I told her, listen, I'd like to throw a, Passport to Dine event, and you and I should cook and feed everyone, and we should have like this big Jamaican party. And she's like, oh, that's great. She's like, so are you coming to pick me up? I was like, no, you're gonna have to drive down here. So she actually drove for the first time more than 15 miles from her apartment to Birmingham, and she loved it. Because I have such a hectic schedule right now, working full-time, studying full-time for the LSAT exam, I still try to find a way to include BAO in my day-to-day life. So, for example, this Magic City AIDS Walk that's coming up, I'm trying to work with friends of mine on, playing kickball to try to get a little, fundraising game together between BAO and our Kickball All-Star. I try to talk about it as much as I can amongst my co-workers to let them know, we're having certain events, would you like to come, invite your friends. It's a great organization. We do so much for the community, and for such a small organization, it's quite amazing the amount of lives they've touched. So I just basically try to include BAO in my day-to-day conversations with just, strangers and friends and family. But I have to say, I honestly haven't had anyone that has actually shunned the idea of just listening, and me explaining what this organization does. They kind of embrace it, because they know it's something that's important. So they just kind of accept it and kind of go along with it.